So we're talking today about some memories of Elvin Jones and my time with him as a band, as a drum tech during the last decade of his life. At some point, I had told a mutual friend of ours, of Elvin and myself, Greg Kepler, a wonderful maker of snare drums and a great drummer in his own right. But I told Greg, I lament the fact that I never got to see Elvin in a clinic situation because I'd heard a lot about him, I read a lot about him, and I thought, oh man, what a wonderful treat that would be to see Elvin Jones in a clinic and talking about shop and whatnot. But it just didn't seem like it was meant to be, and I figured it's just not going to happen. So little did I know, Greg Kepler went to Elvin and told him about my wish. And so Elvin actually agreed to a clinic in Seattle the following year on his next visit. And Greg had told me, "This is for you. He's doing this for you." It was for a lot of people, but it's kind of flattering to think I might have been the inspiration for the thing. But I think I was just like an everyman who said, "Gosh, I'd never seen anything like that," and us guys here in America should see that kind of thing, and not just people in Japan and Europe and whatnot. So anyway, he did a beautiful clinic here, and a lot of things happened at that clinic that were unique. For one, they did the clinic and they made about $5,000 or $6,000 cash, maybe more, because there was a small cover charge. Students got in for free, etc. But it was one of those things where it was cash money under the table. And because I, at that time, knew Keiko and Elvin's wife and him fairly well, I had a chance to talk to Keiko, and I said, "Keiko, look at that, $5,000-$6,000. You should do this more often. And she said, "We don't want to interrupt Elvin's nap, James. He has a routine, and we're not going to interrupt that." And that really got me to thinking about how she, probably more than anyone, made sure that he had a certain regimen in his life, a certain way of doing things, a certain routine to keep going, and that $5,000 and $6,000 and more was not going to stand in the way of that routine. If they could fit something within it, great. If not, and I just thought, gosh, it is all about the music and all about him being able to play and keep going. But at this clinic, it was a funny thing because not only did Elvin Jones play the three camps at the end, somebody told me it was one of his routines in the clinic is he would end with three camps. So he did play that. It might have been Crazy Army, but I think it was three camps. At any rate, a young boy got up and asked Elvin a question. He said, during the clinic, and he said, "Can I ask you a question, Mr. Jones?" And Elvin said, "Yes, what is it?" And he said, "Have you ever played funk?" And Elvin thought about it for a moment, and he said, "I've played in strip clubs, I've played in after-hours joints, I've played with gamblers and hustlers and pimps everywhere." And he said, "Really, I don't think you can get any funkier than that." So that was his answer to this young boy's query. And also a gentleman asked him if he played African rhythms, authentic African rhythms stuff, and he said no. So I was fortunate enough to sit up at this clinic and check this thing out, and the deal is that I was just so impressed with the fact that his wife and him were on such an itinerary of life that they weren't going to get sidetracked. I liked how any question asked of him, no matter how simple it was. One guy asked him, "What size sticks did you use when you were with Coltrane?" And he was able to give a 15-minute answer about why he chose to change the stick over time and things like that, you know. So these kind of things are lasting impressions with me, and I think that anyone who was fortunate, there's a lot of people out there who were fortunate to see Elvin Jones when he was alive and everything. But whether you got to see him or not, you know, the beautiful thing about him is that everything he heard is true. All of the things, the legend that is him, is all true. And when you hear the recordings, you can feel that truth coming through. You don't have to have seen him live. I'm lucky that I did. And I'm lucky I got a chance to know him. But the fact of the matter is just like everybody else, I turn on my recordings and stuff and listen, and